Hi! Today I'm going to talk about the cycle of relationships. When you are building a team at work or you're with someone, anyone, it could be a partner or a friend or anyone, there is a cycle that you follow. There are 4 stages to that cycle. The 4 stages are forming, storming, norming, and performing. The first stage is forming. When you actually form that team so that you can do the work that you want to do, or when you meet someone and you build that relationship. Initially, there is often excitement. There is like, oh, good, a new person. I wonder what they're going to be like. Or a new team. I wonder what it's going to be like, what the people in the team are going to be like. And you meet the person. You tend to find a lot of commonalities during that. You tend to find a lot of things that you're excited about with each other. You tend to find this like common energy, common ground. What happens afterwards, the next stage, is the less exciting part. It's when you start finding things that bother you about the person. It's when you start finding things that are like, maybe not. That's called the storming stage. When you start to notice little things that bother you, a lot of things, a lot of relationships break down at that point because people are not willing to go through that phase of the storming. They're not willing to work through things because it takes energy and it takes effort and it's scary, it is emotional. It affects the ego. It's like, I deserve better. I don't deserve to be with a person like this. That is a very crucial spot in any team building or any relationship where you can choose to say, I am going to work through this. I am going to figure this out. I am going to see if I can. I've had people in my life who would just give up on people very quickly. They'd be like, okay, they're never gonna get it. Like within the first 2 minutes of knowing them, they're never gonna get it. They're never gonna understand. It may be true. If you don't go through this process, however, you're never gonna know if that person is willing to adapt with you. Together with you. You have to be willing to adapt as well. You have to be willing to listen, truly listen and understand what the person is saying underneath all the words, what that emotion is. When you work through this storming phase, then you get to a norming phase. In the storming phase, it feels like you're never going to get back together. You've lost it. In the norming phase, you start to understand. You've worked through the difficult things, and then you're like, okay, we can be normal. You're not yet in the place where you're like, okay, this is perfect, I can do it. You're at a phase where you can work together and without erupting into a fight. In the final phase, performing phase, that's when you're able to really perform. You have worked through it to the bottom of your soul. You've worked through it to the core. You have understood the person. You have accepted the person. The other person has accepted you. Or the teammates have accepted each other as they are. They have come to terms with who the people are. And they have understood how to work within everyone's parameters. And they're okay with it. And that's when the magic begins. That's when it gets fun. That's when it gets exciting. So next time you are building a relationship with someone, I would encourage you to go, when you hit that storming phase, don't give up immediately. Spend time, spend a few weeks communicating with the person, trying to work through things. This is what I felt. This is what you felt. What did you really mean? Go underneath the words. When you said that, what were you feeling? This is what I was feeling. And then ask yourself, what was I feeling? Go underneath. I was feeling this. Why? Because of something. Why? Go, you must have heard about the 5 whys. You keep going deeper 5 times. Do that, or at least do it once or twice, at the very least, so you understand a little bit deeper where you're at, what you're feeling, what you're afraid of. Figure out what that person is feeling. Think of that person, whatever the person said that upset you. Typically it affects our ego. What is it in me that is getting triggered? And what is it in that person that is causing them to say it? Come back to compassion, come back to love. And you will usually find something. With some people, of course, it's not workable, and that's okay. Give it a chance. That's what I'm saying. Give it a real shot before you give up. Because there's possibility of true magic only when you work through it. I hope this helped. I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you get notifications for when I post more videos. And feel free to like and comment on anything that you would like to add. Talk to you next time. Bye.